Namaste friends. Let me narrate the conversation between Yudhishthir and Yaksha. It's a very interesting conversation. So here we go. At the end of 12 years of exile in the forest, time had come for the Pandavas to live in Agyatwas, that is, living incognito. As they were discussing their course of action, the Pandava princes came across a Brahmin who had complained that a deer had taken on its antlers, that is, horns, his pair of wooden blocks that he used to use to generate fire by friction, and therefore he was not able to light the fire for his Vedic rituals in the absence of these wooden blocks. So the valorous Pandavas immediately set out to retrieve the Brahmin's arani, that is the wooden blocks, and followed the hoof marks of the deer. In the quest for the mysterious deer, Yudhishthir became very exhausted and thirsty. His brother Nakul thus ventured out to fetch some water and found a beautiful lake. The lake was devoid of any living creature except for a crane named Baka. When he attempted to take water from the lake, the crane spoke. "Oh Nakul, the water of this lake will turn into poison if you take it without satisfactorily answering my questions." But Nakul, in sheer arrogance, did not pay any heed and hurriedly took water from the lake and drank it. Upon drinking the crystal clear water, Nakul instantly died of poisoning. Nakul's twin Sahadev, coming in search of his brother, also found the same lake, saw Nakul dead, and was warned by the crane. But Sahadev too ignored the crane and died after drinking the water. In the same manner, both valiant Arjun and powerful Bhim met the same fate. Since none of the brothers returned with water, Yudhishthir engaged himself in search of them. Upon following the same path, Yudhishthir came across the lake and found his brothers lying dead. Before searching for the killer of his brothers, Yudhishthir decided to drink some water from the lake. But when the crane warned him, Yudhishthir realized that the crane held the answers to the turn of events. The virtuous Yudhishthir proceeded to answer the questions put forth by the crane. Before putting the questions to Yudhishthir, the crane revealed itself as Yaksh. Yaksh then asked certain questions with philosophical ramifications. Question 1. Who makes the sun rise in the skies? Who moves the sun around? Who makes the sunset in the horizons? What is the true nature of the sun, and where is the sun established? Yudhishthir answered, Brahma makes the sun rise and ascend. The gods perambulate about the sun. Truth is the actual sun, and the sun is established in truth alone. Question 2. What instills divinity in Brahmins? What is the quality of virtuosity in a Brahmin? What is the human-like quality of a Brahmin? What is the conduct akin to a non-virtuous person in a Brahmin? Yudhishthir replied, the self-study, that is, Swadhyay of the Vedas, is divinity in a Brahmin. Penance is the quality of virtuosity in a Brahmin. Death is human-like quality in a Brahmin. Criticizing others is a conduct in a Brahmin that resembles a non-virtuous person. Question 3. What instills divinity in Kshatriyas? What is the quality of virtuosity in Kshatriya? What is the humanity of Kshatriya? What is the conduct akin to a non-virtuous person in Kshatriya? Yudhishthir replied, the art of archery instills divinity in Kshatriya. Offerings to God, that is Yajna, is the quality of virtuosity in a Kshatriya. Freer is his humanity, and abandoning people under his protection is the unbecoming conduct of a Kshatriya. Question 4. What is that thing which is like a mantra in the performance of Yajna? Who is the performer of rites and ceremonies during a Yajna? Who accepts the offerings and oblations of a Yajna? And what is that which even a Yajna cannot transgress? Yudhishthir replied, breath is like the mantra in the performance of rites or yajna. Mind is the performer of all rites in the course of yajna. Only shlokas of the Vedas termed as rucha or the richa accept offerings. The yajna cannot surpass nor transgress the richas. Question 5. What is heavier than earth, higher than heavens, faster than wind, and more numerous than straws? Yudhishthir replied, one's mother is heavier than earth, one's father is higher than the heavens, the mind is faster than the wind, and our worries are more numerous than the straws. Question 6. Who is the friend of a traveler? Who is the friend of the one who is ill and the one who is dying? Yudhishthir said, the friend of a traveler is his companion. The physician is the friend of the one who is sick, and a dying man's friend is charity. Question 7. What is that which, when renounced, makes one lovable? What is that which, once renounced, makes a person happy and wealthy? Yudhishthir replied, pride, if renounced, makes one lovable. By renouncing desire, one becomes wealthy, and by renouncing extreme greed and avarice, one obtains happiness. Question 8. Which enemy is invincible? What constitutes an incurable disease? What sort of a man is noble and what sort of a man is not honorable or ignoble? Yudhishthir responded, anger is the invincible enemy. Covetousness constitutes a disease that is incurable. He is noble who desires the well-being of all creatures, and he is ignoble who is without mercy. Question 9. Who is truly happy? What is the greatest wonder? What is the path? And what is the news? Yudhishthir replied, he who has no deaths is truly happy. Day after day, countless people die, yet the living wish to live forever. O Lord, what can be a greater wonder than that? Argument leads to no certain conclusion. The Shrutis or the religious texts are different from one another. There is not even one rishi whose opinion can be accepted by all. The truth about dharma and duty is hidden in the cave of our hearts. Therefore, that alone is the path along which the great have trod. This world full of ignorance is like a pan. The sun is the fire, the days and lights are the fuel, the months and the seasons constitute the wooden spoon, that is the ladle. Time is the cook that is cooking all creatures in that pan with such aids. This is the news. Even when Yudhishthir answered all questions in a satisfactory manner, Yaksha allowed him to choose only one of his brothers to come back to life. Yudhishthir said, I choose my younger brother Nakul. Yaksha asked him why he chose Nakul when he could choose Arjun or Bhim. Yudhishthir replied, I love Kunti, my mother, and Madri, my stepmother, equally. If I choose my blood brothers, it will be injustice to Madri. Hence I choose Nakul, who is her biological son. Yaksha was impressed in the manner in which Yudhishthir followed dharma in every little thing that he did. At the end of the questions, Yaksha revealed himself to be the Yamraj, the god of death. He also admitted to Yudhishthir that it was he who had stolen the arani, the wooden blocks, disguised as a deer. He blessed him, saying he had adhered to dharma, that is righteousness, and that dharma would protect them and no one would recognize them during their agyatwas. Yudhishthir also got his brothers back from the heaven. So friends, the moral is, no matter which religion you follow, the end of all religions is only righteousness. Goodbye and see you next week.